Hi everyone, welcome back to Magazine Monday. First magazine that we're going to be premiering. This is the issue in case you're interested. So I wanted to use the stamp set, right? I looked through the magazine and I didn't find much. I wrote down all the projects that I'm going to be working on, the pages at least. And so I want to use the stamp set, and they don't have a lot involving a stamp set in this magazine, which is kind of sad. So we're going to try to do this project first, and it looks fairly simple. Looks like it's either a yellow card base or a white card base. So it looks like it could be a white card base with a yellow strip or a yellow card base with a white strip. And I chose to do it opposite, put the white strip. I am also going to, I did some of this just to alleviate some of the things. I used my EK Tools scallop punch, is 2 1/4. And then we'll punch out the stamped images once we finish with our Michaels 2-inch stamp. I went ahead and got the paper cut, just regular paper. And then we have and I made these 3 inches because I thought that would be a good size to go. And so the thing is, the one thing that I'm a little bit frustrated, and I have this yellow washi tape, which I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I really don't think we need the washi tape. You see, this is the problem with that. I'm quite sure that's a bigger card base because, you know, they do bigger things. They use bigger card bases in the UK than we do in the States. So I may just be able to get 2 on here, which is not, I'm not upset about that at all, as our basis. That's another reason why I wished I could have found a go by. I'll have to look online to see because I want to give you the full information. If I find anything, I'll put in the description or I'll pin a comment. So we're going to do 2 versus the 3, which is fine. You know, that is just inspiration. It doesn't have to be the gospel. So let's go ahead and stamp out our image. All right, so I always tell you all it's not a good session unless I drop the stamp on the paper or I get ink on my fingers or something. But this is a scrap paper that I stamped this image out, and it was too sticky on the back, on the acrylic, on the clear portion, and yes, so I was just like, I'm not going to throw it in the trash, I'll just, you know, reuse it, because the other side is still good. And I was trying to get as many as I could on here, because in my head, I was thinking that I would be able to just stamp out some of the image, but this circle is 2 inches, is too big for how they have it right here, which is okay, no problem. I'm not going to cry about it. As you know, these magazines are meant to inspire. I wouldn't say definitely copycat, or if you want to, I guess you could just make it completely the same. This is probably A6 size card or bigger. So now I just pulled out some markers. I'm going to use this yellow to color the flowers, and these flowers actually look kind of like watercolor flowers. They remind me of Beauty and the Beast flowers, actually. But you know, we're gonna go ahead, and I would probably have preferred to do a pink rose versus yellow, only because I like the flowers, you know, no matter what color they are. But I just feel like pink would have probably been a little bit better to attempt to do this effect. And since I'm not going to be able to cut everything off, you know, I'm going to still have some of that in the circle. I am going to try to color in as much as possible, but you see how that's kind of like a loose tracing versus let's color everything in like I would normally want to do. I'm going to try to get some of it as much colored in without scraping and going back over. So it's more like a trace line versus a real let's color line. And I missed some petals, I see. So I'm just going back in and color those. This right here is nothing new. When I first started stamping, well, one time in band camp, right? No, my little one's, one of his teachers, this was when he was in like, was it toddler? Was he 1 yet? I think he was 1. No, because he wasn't walking yet, so it was under 1. His teacher was sick, and so I wanted to make her a card. And you know, back in the day when I first started making cards, I was atrocious at it. It was horrible. And I'm still not the greatest at it. I've improved, but there's still much more to learn from the masters on YouTube and Facebook and the magazine. So anyway, I had stamped the image out, and this is one thing I've learned. If you're going to create, if you can help it, stamp your image first and do what you're going to do to the image. But then I was just making cards and, you know, just kind of tearing up paper a lot worse than I do now. And I stamped the image, and the stamp fell on the stamp, on the whole entire card. And I was like, I don't want to make another card. Like, I didn't want to start over, because in that time, during that time, I didn't have, oh, it's just paper. If I make a mistake, no big deal. Blah blah blah. I could fix it. You know. Now I know some tips and tricks to correct some of my errors if I make, you know, a horrible mistake. But at that point, I hadn't learned those tips and tricks. So what I did is I just stamped. I made it even worse. So I just stamped on top. And I made it look like it came from a little roommate. I was like, you know, this card is, I made the card, but it's more of, you know, if the little roommate would have made the card. And I don't know if she kept it. She, when we left, she was no longer employed there. So I don't know if teachers keep their gifts from parents once they stop working at facilities or not. You know, they call it, you know, it's a child development center, because it was a government, I think it's good. Well, it had to be government. I think it was a government fund. I think it was in the federal building, but I don't know, you know, I don't know all their policies and things like that. So this was azure. This is, and this was yellow, in case you're interested. And this is pale green. I think that would be good. I always pull the wrong end off. So, yeah. I think I'm looking for a lighter green with more color. Does that make sense? Like, I want the green to be vibrant, but light. I don't know if that's possible or not for that to happen. But we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring this up. And when it's time to assemble, we'll get back together. All right, so one couldn't make it, and I have a 1-inch punch, but I feel like that's just too small. I feel like it's too small. So, you know, I didn't have enough for 4 cards anyway when I first stamped out these things. I have enough for, oh, I do have enough for 4 cards. Okay, so I was, I can't math today, right? All right, so we got this, and we need to pull out one more piece, and that's a stamp that says Hello Beautiful. I think it says Hello Beautiful. This piece right here, have a beautiful day. I think I may just leave that off, because I still have to go back in the inside and put some white paper down. I am trying to figure out what would be the quickest and easiest way. I wonder if this would have been better. This probably would have been a better size. I was trying to contemplate on how to maximize without going too overboard. So I just decided to make these 3 inches versus 2 1/4, 2 something, because I had these big round pieces. I want those to fit nicely on there. So I think we'll do these first. And you see, I need to go ahead and color this leaf up. That was the only way I was going to make that happen, right? Looks a little bit out of place, but it's okay. No worries. I actually thought about, oh no, I don't know if this is going to work either. We're going to make it work because it has to work. So what I'm going to do first, I think, is glue down the yellows, right? And I don't feel like they need to be glued down any kind of way. I think they do need to fit nicely and look like someone thought about what they were doing versus Brandy just throwing them down on the paper. I'm going to do that assembly line. So I'm going to do each portion assembly line fashion, and then I'll come back. All right, so we're going to do the last one again, the last one together, just so we can transition into the other portion a little bit easier. And I think I'm really gonna have to figure out how to unclog this nozzle, because it's driving me crazy. It should come out a lot better than what it's coming out. And so I'm just kind of smashing or smooshing or rubbing it down. And I don't want to use glue on the next portion. I like to lay, if I'm going to use glue, and I like to, you know, like glue, I don't want to put glue on all of it, because I feel like if I put too much glue, because I can be heavy-handed, I will definitely end up with wonky paper. So I only did the center pieces, so if the glue spread, then that's fine. I'm just going to put some tape on the back of this really quickly. And I don't care about how the placement of the tape is on here, as long as it's nice. Like I have it on there. I don't care about it not meeting the edges, but I just need to be on there. And then I'm going to, this is where the problem is going to come in at. I need to make sure that I put these little pieces in the center. And again, this is why it's best if you have, you know, like, I wouldn't say great instructions, but you all know that I'm very instruction oriented, even if I don't understand them. I prefer some good old instructions. All right, so you know, me and instructions are good friends. Even if I struggle with understanding them sometimes, I still feel like we are good friends. So I've got all the tape on there. And I feel like you can't really screw it up. But if it's me that's doing it, I may be off a bit. So I want to make sure that I'm not off. And you see how I put this one on? I want to make sure, at least on the one, I actually put the flowers in the same directions, I guess. I don't know why I like the scallop punch so much, but I do. And so here we are with this. Let's go ahead and burnish this down some more so it actually stays down. Now I did get this washi tape out because in the paper, I don't want to use the baker's twine, but I'm not sure if I want to put washi on. No, we're gonna stick with the original inspiration. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, it's easier for me to just line it up at the very tip because it should be the same exact size, you know, the card base and the card front. Burnish this down some more, and it's off a little bit, but that's okay. I don't even think I want to trim it up. All right, so here we go. Very plain and basic and easy to do. I do wish it was more versus less instruction on there. And let's see, does this wave pattern add anything to our project is what I'm thinking. I'm going to go ahead and put it down because I think it'd be cute on there, and I'm going to put it a row of glue right there. Not much came out, which is what I wanted. And let me work faster than this because you know how glue is, this glue particularly. And this washi tape is fairly sticky, but I just need to, you know, give it a little bit more. I'm just going to put this down on top of the white as well as the yellow. And that way you can have a transitional piece, I guess. That's cute. Okay, so this is our finished card. I love it. I will put a white piece of paper in there so that the person can write on it if they want to. I love how it came out despite the lack of you know, information. This, like I said, was pretty straightforward. All of them look pretty much the same. Some of the circles are a little bit off. No big deal. It's nothing to cry about. That one's probably the most crooked of all of them. I probably could fix it, but no. And it just says, have a beautiful day. I did decide to put that on there. That's a beautiful stamp. These stamps stamp out very, very nice. Very nice. And I did find some yellow hemp cord or baker's twine or whatever, because, you know, I don't feel like I need to put this washi on there on all of them, but I do like that it gives it an added something. So this is our completed creation from this creation. I think we pretty much got it kind of close. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section below, letting me know if you like this. Have you tried it? Until next time, happy crafting.